And as the BBC news van gets out a camera, a person holding it. It's quite a large camera, and you can see them slowly pan across, and someone appears to be saying something into a microphone near there. There's the person pushing the camera across is wearing a guy wearing a suit, and there is a woman who is speaking into a microphone, saying,
including the misspelling.
And it's saying, and of course you can see that it's been very popular for some and less popular for others, as it pans to Dot. And then you see that there is a... Oh, we discussed that there was a mayor to Great Yarmouth, this town that we're in. And you can see that he has arrived. His car pulls up slowly to the curb. He gets out, and by opening time, there must be 50 or so people queued or just waiting outside because they're seeing this news van as well, and they assume that it must be a big deal. The mayor walks up to the podium, taps on a little microphone.
Trish is just gonna nudge Parker as they stood there, and she's like, "They are just toys, right?"
Yeah.
She's a bit confused.
I mean,
I'd like to, at this point, be trying to make my way over to Dot and her sign. I will let the timings of my arrival be narratively appropriate.
Sure.
oh, Tarquin, what are your parents going to say?
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what they'll say.
The mayor, an elderly fellow with greying hair, makes a short speech. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming to Great Yarmouth's own toy store, run by Nancy and Betty, two of the most upstanding residents that we have here.
Fascists.
You can see him blink, and he looks at you. You see the cameraman for the BBC appear to pan, so he includes both you and the mayor in the shot.
Yes, yes.
Oh my
Now,
god.
No, this is great. This is great.
this is a wonderful thing for us. The talents of Karina Young being able to design new toys from her home here in Great Yarmouth, and for them to be distributed worldwide is a wonderful thing. Not many people know Karina. She has been a feather in the cap of Great Yarmouth's creative side for years now, and we can only thank her. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here today, but I'm sure that she would be very proud to see all of you here looking at her latest creations, her latest designs. And this is a good thing for the future of Great Yarmouth. And hopefully we can encourage more creativity in future. Thank you. And the audience around you kind of smattering applause.
So Trish has been writing furiously, and she's like, "They were made here."
Well, maybe not books then.
Clearly not. Has Dot been dragged off by anyone yet? Is she still in shot?
No. So there don't appear to be any sort of security people here or anything like that. It's a small toy store in Great Yarmouth. It's not...
Yeah.
I don't think that Betty and Nancy would be able to drag him away if they wanted to.
So a dot appears from the heaven, and then one of the Akira cannons just shoots me.
Can Trish? Has the mayor got much security guard? Like, is he just? It's just a little town, isn't it? Can Trish kind of go up to him?
Yeah. He starts to walk away. From the crowd. He doesn't seem to be too involved. You, the tech people who set up all the little plinth with a very basic speaker next to it, are starting to take it apart now. You're guessing that they're just part of a volunteer thing.
Okay, she's just sort of running up. She adjusts her glasses to try and look as serious as she can. And she's just like, hello, I write for the Gold Standard paper. I was wondering if anyone could give me the contact details for Karina Young?
The Gold Standard paper, that's the paper at the local school, isn't it?
Well, it's based there, but it's not a school paper. I mean, it just happens to be based in the... Look, it's a real paper, okay. Do you happen to have any contact details for the designer of these toys?
Well, I welcome your panache and your attempt to do great things here and wonderful journalism. I encourage that, much as I would encourage the work of Karina and so forth. However, I do have to accept that she may wish to stay private. And
at this point, I rock up. Oh, Mayor, what is his name?
his name, you know him as Eric Elliott.
Oh, Mayor Elliott. Mommy gave such a donation to your campaign.
Oh, yes. Of course, Miss... hang on, let me
Kennedy.
Miss Kennedy, of course, yes. Your mother was a wonderful
Instrumental,
donator.
you said.
A very important family in
Yes.
the town, and Parker just happens to also be the face of the Gold Standard.
Of course. I mean, whose else's face would you want on it?
Well, exactly.
Can I, in the background, be having a animated discussion with my sister out of boom mic range?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
I mean, it's such an honor to meet Miss Karina.
Parker, can you give me a charm test?
Thought that was coming.
What skill? What attribute goes with charm?
Heart.
Hot.
Okay, so there's 1 6.
1 6.
Yep, 1 total
Okay.
on 8 dice.
Go team.
I'm sure I should be able to do something about that. Tell you what, once I get back to the office, I'll see what I can do.
That'd be great. Should we give your secretary a call?
That would be lovely, yes, please do.
Thank you very much, Mayor Elliott. Gives a little high five to Parker as he turns away.
Yeah, just before he turns away, he's like, it looks like the Gold Standard has a lot more talent than I thought it did. And you can take that as you want.
Talent.
Oh, the camera's gone now, by the way.
The camera... you can see that the person with the camera is occasionally taking short video clips of, for example, the window or just generally the queue as the doors begin to open. It's basically taking filler shots right now. The doors open. Peter, behind you, if you're still gazing at this pyramid, or I don't know what
I'm still there. Yeah.
as
one of the boxes in my hand now, and I'm just sort of looking
In
at that.
People start to file in, and poor Betty kind of half not, she's not doubled over, but she does have that slight hunch of that some older people get. And as people come in, taking handful after handful of these toys, because people seem to be quite excited about them, she's ringing them up one after the other, having to get people to give her cash, or occasionally they'll use a check or something like that. Peter, are you quite all right over there?
Oh
You
yes.
can't buy one.
So, sorry, I've been examining this.
If you could you could you maybe help out? Maybe help people understand what do they know what they're buying? I still don't understand myself. This is Betty.
Well, I don't know any of them, but okay, I'll help.
Oh, okay, thank you, dear. And
I sort of stand there with the holding the box like this. Sort of pointing it at people.
More and more people start to flood in until the shop is actually quite busy, and people are trying to grab things. You see a couple of people grab a box, and it appears to be what looks like the last Ekvius Optimus. And they're getting quite heated, pulling it back and forth between them. Does Peter do anything?
Peter's got the one he wanted in his hands. This is his.
Okay.
He's grasping it.
I don't know how close everything is. Trish was like hanging around the news van because she's trying to see inside how all that operates. Can she see from here that the shop's getting a bit tense? That it's getting a bit hectic.
Why don't you tell me? Does she see this?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. You can start to hear from inside that there's a little bit of shouting. You actually hear an oi from inside. In fact, everybody can hear that.
Shocking. Peter is jostled.
Is Dot inside yet? Is Dot still just standing outside the shop with her sign?
I don't think I'm allowed inside with this. Also, I don't think I can get through the door. Is the problem.
So it has not yet occurred to Dot that everybody, apart from Dot, is currently in the store.
Yeah.
I'm still arguing with my sister, but I can,
Okay.
I can hear this.
I'll stop doing this when the cameras go. Evidently.
Okay. Oh, I see.
This is a rare chance for me to get the message out.
I'm going to be distracted from trying to talk my sister down from her media cliff edge by the sort of disturbance in the shop. Again, that's pretty heavy stuff for.
Yeah.
Is it kids that are doing this?
It does appear to be two 14, 15-year-olds who are arguing about a toy. I grabbed it first. No, you didn't. I deserve this one more. I was in front of you in the line. And it goes back and forth for a while between them. Betty looks on in horror as other people are coming up to the counter to ring stuff up. She appears to be slightly overwhelmed by this and can't deal with that situation over there.
Peter's still in there. We should probably go and check he's okay.
Tarquin.
Yeah, I think Tarquin has got that vibe by osmosis. I'm gonna head into the shop.
Sure.
Yeah, start working into the shop, thinking this could be another story.
When you come in, you see Peter sort of awkwardly shuffling up to the arguing people and asking, "Do you know anything about Ekvius Optimus?"
Of course I do. It's the best one. Look, it's like the old Optimus, but better.
I can tell you all its stats.
Give it here. And they you can see one of them pull quite hard, and the other one almost lets go. And then you see the one closest to you is a boy who is wearing a woolen jumper that you're guessing maybe his gran knit him or something like that. Look at the one in his hand that he can't seem to get, then look at yours.
Clutch it to my chest. Back off slowly. Like this.
I stand in
Peter! Pushing through people.
Trish, do you want to give me a force check to try and push your way through this,
Oh,
this
right.
group?
Not like a... That would be great. These are not the toys you're looking for.
Whilst this is
Oh
going
god,
on,
that
I'm saying,
body...
this isn't the coming of Autobots.
Unsurprisingly, I did not roll any 6s on my entire 3 dice of force.
Okay, as you try and get to Peter, you are unceremoniously pushed back, and you slam against one of the aisles, hitting your head slightly on the side. You actually take a condition of what's the condition? Is it hurt?
Injured?
Injured. That's it.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
You might have a nasty thump on your head. It's basically -1 on all rolls from now on, as you've got this pain.
Aww. Peter! I'm trying!
Peter's literally been backed into a corner. He's sort of
I'm
I
quite
hate-
annoyed at this. Can I use Tarquin as a battering ram? Like, kind of, he's buff-ish.
Okay, yeah. Tarquin is in the store now, and so from over the crowd, you're going to hear him say, "Steady on." And
Trish quickly tries to pretend she hasn't been pushed into a wall because she's like, "Oh no, he can't see me having been pushed into a wall."
Can I say, is it possible for me to drop my sign and go after Tarquin?
Yes, absolutely.
yeah, because this is proper injustice
I
time.
was about to say, the second Trish is hurt, dips on.
Right.
Cool. So Dot bursts in the room, the bell ringing wildly, and
I would like to try and rescue my friends out of this store before Dot sets fire to something.
sure, okay.
It's like the special said, kids, unite, don't fight. God.
So Tarquin, how would you like to do this?
I would like to. I'm going to. What would Tarquin do? Would he try and? No, they're the same age as him. He's gonna get to shoving. They've shoved Trish now. Like, we like Trish.
Sure.
So I'm going to try and shove my way through this crowd.
Yep.
And basically get in the thick of it. I'm pretty imposing guy, so I'm going to try and do that.
This would be a force check.
So that's body and right. That is. Oh, come on. Hang on. What am I doing?
What was the check?
Hang on.
Force.
Force plus body.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
That's a failure. That's a failure on so many dice.
Oh no, we're all so
That's a
bad.
failure on 8 dice.
If you fail, you can choose to re-roll by pushing your roll.
Yes. So you
means-
can basically take one of your conditions, check it, and try again and re-rolling as many as you want. Or you could use your pride, or you can use your luck.
I am going to use luck because I don't think I can roleplay justify this as my pride.
Okay.
My pride is my physical prowess, but I feel like that should be for like lifting heavy objects or something, not shoving a bunch of teenagers.
So I can take on any two boys is pretty.
It's not really. I'm not. If it was a fight, then yeah.
Sure.
But it's
Yeah. So it's
I'm-
just shoving.
Yeah, but Dot's about to get involved, and then it's a fight.
Weirdly, my skills are mainly actually charm.
All right, I'm gonna use my luck. And how many rerolls? What do I get for my
So
luck?
if you can re-roll all the dice you want.
All right, I'm gonna reroll the lot of them then, all 8 of them, and hopefully get a 6. Oh, good. There's 2 6s.
Yay.
Awesome. So yeah, not only do you shove these nerds out the way, you you quite nicely like lift a few and just kind of put them over there, and then continue part through.
Yeah.
Is Patricia basically watching Tarquin? She's gone from like being really embarrassed to watching him essentially hit the people who just pushed her, and she's just like, "Oh, yeah,
I take out the flyer and fan Trish.
oh, I'm fine.
Did he get a bonus effect from the double success or?
What do you get on push when?
I think it's any extra success above that required for the roll. I don't know what difficulty you'd put.
It was
that
only
on.
one.
It was only a 1. So he can give a success to another kid, impress, frighten, or humiliate somebody. He can pin his opponent, take something from an opponent, knock an opponent unconscious,
Damn nerds! Poof.
That's a little bit extreme.
Avoid collateral damage, or he doesn't need to roll to overcome the exact same trouble in the future. So if you ever need to jostle a crowd of fans trying to...
I think that's useful, yeah.
Yeah, two scary kids. You know, these two kids are going to be petrified of him.
All right,
Maybe you could take something from your opponent and grab that extra.
I don't need to roll to overcome the exact same trouble in the future.
Okay.
As well.
Yeah.
At some point during you pushing through all these people, some of them just kind of start to back off and notice what you're doing. They look you in the eye. You can tell they've recognized you.
Yeah, they don't like me, but I'm pretty big.
In all the chaos, where Trish got pushed and she presumably fell over before she got up again, with all like this scrum and everything, at ground level, is there any boxes that might have been missed, or like any of these robots have been dropped in the scrum?
Yeah. You can see one of them appears to have been dropped on the floor. Something called it's what looks like a little motorbike looking thing. Well, you can kind of tell it's a motorbike because two of its arms basically end with wheels.
Right, yeah.
And on the front there's like a red robot with underneath a little picture of a motorbike.
Cool. She's gonna like crawl through the legs and grab this box and just sort of in the name of justice, for some reason, she's just started to feel like it's a sensible idea to grab hold of any box she sees. She just feels overcome somehow.
There is a little bit more calm in here since Tarquin pushed through, and next to Peter, the two people there, they seem to have stopped fighting. The one who wasn't wearing the jumper, who was wearing basically a school blazer. He's the kind of person who wears a school blazer when it's not even school time.
Is it our school blazer? Is it their school blazer? My
actually, yeah, it's Tarkin. It's from your school wearing a school blazer.
Right.
That person has attained this toy, and the other one is kind of looking around. Appears to be looking at all the shelves, seeing if they can find anything.
I'd like to take Peter by the sort of scruff of the neck and steer him towards the register. Because I feel like Parker's got Trish.
Yep. I'm keeping people away
I
with
like following the two boys around.
So what?
Peter will politely allow Tarquin to do that.
Yeah, I'm just basically watching the two like some kind of like police state.
Sure.
Like glaring in case they try anything else ever again.
So, Parker, you haven't been too involved with a lot of this, but you've been in the store, right?
Yep.
Okay. Something you notice is that there is a door at the back of the store. You can see it's open, and it's to whatever storage they have in here. And you can see that Nancy, the one who had grey hair tied back, it appears to be speaking to two people who are wearing what looks like white shirts, suits, and one of them is a gentleman, appears to be in about his 40s, with greying hair coming back at the top of the head, and the other one appears to be a woman of Asian descent, slightly shorter than him, dark hair down to her shoulders.
Okay, I sidle over to the back of the store under the cover of looking at My Little Ponies. Because I want all the best gossip.
Of course.
Yeah.
You can see Nancy is having a conversation with them.
And I took Trish with me. Like,
I was about to say, am I crawling after your legs? Where are we going?
This is such a good duo. Keep going, please. I'm not interrupting this. Continue.
Can you both give me a? I'm gonna say you don't really need sneak or anything like that. Give me an investigate check. One of you give me an investigate check, and you can have +1 from the other person.
What do you have on that, Robin? I've got a 7.
But no, you do it.
So I get. Oh, I have a -1 because of my injury, but I can add that
but a
back on
+1
because
from
of
me.
you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your head's just throbbing in the
Oh,
background.
hang on. No, it's mind, isn't it? But yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. 1. I got 1.
We are rolling
7 dice.
So, you can't hear too much over the hubbub behind you without stepping into this storage room and breaching that portal. But you do hear a few things. It seems like Nancy is explaining something to these two people in a way that is not reverent, but seems like there's a little bit of respect there almost.
Can I see? Are they wearing like business? Have they got like badges on or anything?
That's question 1, and no, they don't.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, that was the thing.
I forgot about the questions thing.
That's absolutely fine. That's a very good question. They don't appear to have any regalia, I suppose, on them.
Parker, what do you see?
What do your popular kid eyes see?
I don't know. Is she accessorizing? Like, what color is her nail polish? No, I'm kidding. It's not. What was Karina's surname?
Young.
I mean, it's plausible. Do they look like they're particularly like into the conversation? Like, if we were to get closer or interrupt them, would they be in the flow of it?
They're nodding along with it. They look like they're very interested in what she has to say. One thing you do hear is that Nancy says something about missing toys.
Oh, the Decepticon bit.
And
Decepticons are missing.
you can see that
Typical.
you can see that the
Good triumphs.
the woman is standing behind the man from your point of view, but you do notice that while she is nodding along, she does seem to have a notebook in her hand, and she seems to be writing stuff down.
I want that notebook. I want that notebook real bad.
I'm not even sure why we're so invested, but I am. Can I'm still holding this box, this motorbike robot. Can I'll just kind of give Parker a look and be like, I'm just gonna try this because I'm just a kid in a toy shop. So I'm just gonna basically, was it Nancy or Betty?
Yeah, it's Nancy.
Nancy. Just basically gonna go up and go, Nancy, I couldn't find the price on this one. Oh hello, sorry.
Hello, dear.
Hi.
Yeah, Oh, don't worry about that. They're just here to ask me about some of the stock that's missing. Is
this the missing Decepticon stock? I heard about that. Yeah.
Yes. Apparently they're going to look into it. That's fine. Now the price. Ooh, I think that one was £10.
Oh, okay. Thank you. She kind of looks over her shoulder at Parker as if to be like, You're better at talking. I don't even know what I want to ask. I've made it. Trish makes an opening. She barrels in and then just goes. I don't know how to use the opening.
I kind of. Were you supposed to have much of the stock?
Oh yes, about as much as the other one, dear. But they don't appear to have arrived at all. I was expecting
But you still thought it was en route last night?
Yes, that's.
But I thought they were made right here in the town by Karina Young, I believe.
Oh, yes. Well, I think Jackie is the one that has the factory, but Karina's
Hi, I'm Parker Kennedy, and you are?
This is to the two people.
Yeah, hand out. You know.
So precocious.
She really is.
The man takes your hand. Detective Inspector Tony Miles.
Ooh, police and a detective inspector. Golly.
This is Detective Inspector Toshia Suzuki, and we're just helping out Nancy here. There shouldn't be a problem.
Gosh, it's so serious that the police had to send not one but 2 detective inspectors? Wowee.
I mean, I knew robots were popular, but that's amazing.
Well, we're investigating all sorts of leads right now. That may be part of some sort of gang or some other shipment. If a shipment has been stolen, it's a big deal.
Are they
I
valuable?
see. You think a shipment was intercepted?
That would be speculation on my part, but we have yet to see what the evidence is. As far as we are aware, it may well have left the factory, but we need more evidence at this point. We can't make any suggestions.
Well, if we can help in any way.
I'm sure we've got it under control. he kind of narrows his eyes at the small children offering to help the detective inspectors.
Suddenly, basically from behind him, Peter appears and says, well, actually, these things fetch an amazing price on the black market when they get sold secondhand, and there's a limited edition. They really can be very, very valuable. Maybe.
And if they didn't reach the shops at all, even more so.
Oh, absolutely.
He looks at the woman next to him,
the same box.
Who nods and starts.
Have you bought that toy?
Appears to be writing down the things that Peter's saying.
Peter's an
Peter's
expert
distracting.
in robots.
I'm kind of walking behind her so I can sort of read.
Oh, give me a sneak check.
Nice.
Sneak is body?
Yes.
Peter actually twigs this and starts babbling even more intensely.
You can have a +1 from the babbling.
Oh.
This has given me a success.
Yay!
A single success.
Most of what you see written in the notebook, rather quickly as Peter starts babbling quite a lot, is...
I'm literally just listing all of the prices of
Just
the
that
most
one and that
expensive
one and that
second-hand
one and that-
Transformers ever.
Yeah, Optimus Prime's strength is 10. His strength skill is 7.
what you see her write down is robots expensive _ and
By the time she turns around, I'm like...
what you do see aside from that is mostly that there wasn't a break-in here last night, so they obviously were either intercepted or never left the factory.
So it had to be someone on the inside, right? I mean, they must have known they were coming.
I'm sorry?
Apart from the enormous marketing sign outside.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
They had to know what time delivery was going to be made and what time the truck thingy was en route. You know, the thing with 4 wheels that goes.
Don't worry, just leave it to us. Nancy, thank you very much. We'll investigate this as soon as we can. The two detective inspectors kind of nod and go to walk out a back door.
So they're in white coats. Yeah?
They are wearing suits.
Oh,
okay.
suits. Right.
No,
suits
yeah, I
and
was
white
going to say it was
shirts.
lab coats.
Yeah.
So white shirt with a suit.
Gotcha.
Right. Sorry, I'm missing.
At Nancy's arm. There, Nancy. I'm sure it'll be okay.
And Nancy, when you said Jackie has the factory, who's Jackie?
Oh, well, she's the one who phoned me up and asked me to set up this.
All right,
whole
is she
deal.
like a PR person, or does she work at the factory where the toys are made?
Yes, one of them. She phoned me up. I don't know, my dear. She's the person who gets in contact with me with stuff from the factory for selling toys.
Oh, I'm really sorry. I realise it's been a very busy day for you, Nancy, and I don't mean to make things more complicated. But for that article that Peter was interviewing for, I mean, is there any number we could get for Jackie, or a place we could go to see her, just to continue the interview, you know?
Oh, it's at home. Can I get it to you tomorrow?
Of course.
Okay.
We'll come back tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
Right.
First thing.
I'm busy. I'm still having a sort of face-off with angry yet intimidated school children.
Are you doing anything in
so-
particular? Like,
no, I just, like, God, you know that thing where teenagers sort of puff your, lots of air in through the nostrils, sort of thing. So I would like to signal that I think we should bail from this scene.
Sure.
Start doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I drag Trish up and I kind of link arms to Tark when I go, come on, let's get out of here.
Trish accidentally on purpose forgets she's carrying a box.
That's fine. If you just walk out with it. Betty behind the counter seems to be still dealing with a long line of people buying things, so doesn't have a chance to see you do this.
She's gonna rob the toy.
Yeah.
Apparently so.
Don't worry, Trish. It's compensation for your injuries. You've had a lot more out in the courts.
Peter, you can just pay for yours. Someone gonna pay for a toy.
So I'm going to say, as you guys leave, you kind of don't really notice that Peter's still there, clutching and looking at the same box.
We would notice.
You might know.
You might notice. I'm kind of on the, I imagine being sort of on the periphery of the group, although I don't know if you guys feel...
We came in the shop to save you, Peter. That's why we came
true.
in.
That's true.
So is it more...
not going to leave it behind.
Is it more that you get outside and then you go like 1, 2...
Where's Peter?
Yeah, that kind of... Yeah. You come back to find me with the box, and I say, I love it, but I don't have any money.
Oh, don't worry about that. Slam the money on the counter.
Oh, Parker.
That's good, because I ain't got no money.
Oh, we have so much money, she won't even need it.
Trish, at this stage, passes her box to Dot surreptitiously to maybe put under her coat.
Okay.
Box is in disguise.
Sorry, Betty.
I kind of, in a dream-like state, I wander out of the store. I'm clutching my favourite Transformer ever to my chest in its new and updated form.
Okay.
So, when they say Transformers, do they mean the Lou Reed album? Is there any connection?
Oh my god.
No.
I don't know, but I've got the album. Has the film been released yet? I can't remember.
No, not yet. You have heard of that in your magazines, but that one's not out yet.
Oh, okay, right. I was going to say I had the soundtrack for the film because it's amazing, but you know.
You got the touch.
No, please continue.
Yes.
Well, that was a rather more exciting visit to a toy shop than I would have expected, and my head really hurts.
Oh, do you need a plaster? Got
No,
Barbies
it's
on it.
fine. I'll just rub this stolen motorbike toy on it.
I can't believe they did that to you, Trish. It's like, utterly the violence inherent in the system came out.
It is Dot, I think so.
Where did
Very
you
angry.
get that?
Yeah, I'm gonna idly agree with my sister. Yeah, down with things. Free the markets.
Free the meerkats.
Tarquin, people shouldn't just hurt people. That's all I'm saying.
My daddy says it's all about trickle-down economics.
Your daddy is a trickle down.
Now, let's not bad talk anyone's daddies.
Who's a treacle?
Well, should we head back to the lighthouse? Like, how my accent? What is with my accent? I don't know.
I'm sorry, am I influencing you there, Emma?
We should. I think we should head back to the lighthouse and check out these toys, especially seeing as my sister still has more stolen shit under her trench coat. I think I'd be ushering you guys.
Okay.
In the name of investigative research, we should open these toys.
For science.
Dot, do you still have the sign?
No, I dropped that down and I've now forgot it.
Oh, okay. Well, thank.
Like, I threw that down when I rushed into the building, because, you know.
Yeah.
As you return to the lighthouse, you open the door to it. You all walk in and close it behind you as we go to our first. Well, I'm not going to say commercial break because there's no commercials, but we're going to go for a 5-10 minute break so people can get drinks and have bio breaks and so forth. So we will be right back. See you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Our commercial break, we could advertise our comics for 10 minutes or something.
Hello and welcome back to Tales from the Loops, The Beacon. And as the players enter the titular lighthouse, why don't you tell me what you do? You've got your new toys, you've got your new Transformers toys, the what was it? Optimus Ekvius and the... Did you write down the
bite, which right now looks suspiciously like something from a certain other film.
You can see on the front it's called Rotunda Rod.
Trish and Parker, have you told us what you discovered on the behind the scenes on the?
Yeah, we would have.
Or would you
Oh
want to
my
do?
god, you'll never guess. The police are investigating this. They think that the toy thingies, they were stolen on the way from the factory.
You mean they were serious about that?
It's like
Yeah.
a proper crime. I mean, it's not murder, but you know, it's...
down in a notebook and everything.
Peter, when you get in with your box, do you leave it there in the box or do you tear it open?
When I get in with the box, I take my rucksack off and then take out the craft knife that is carefully stored and delicately take off the seals one by one, making sure not to damage the box in the slightest. Slide the toy out and then start gasping as I undo the little plastic ties that are holding it to its sprue. Not sprue, that's the wrong way.
We know what you mean.
Yep.
Yeah.
You start to remove the large truck. You know that it will transform into a truck, but right now it's a robot. And yeah, you lift it out. It's about 30 centimeters high. It's a fairly sized toy, this one. And yeah.
So you said that I noticed that it has, it's way better made and stuff than usual. So as I do it, I'm basically going, oh my god, look at this. Look how many points of articulation are on this bar. I've never seen anything like it.
So are these like official?
And
Like,
as
you
Parker
think you're in
as
town.
Parker says that, and Peter, as you describe the articulation on the bot, it flexes.
What did you press to do that? Did you? Has it got a button somewhere in there? What did you press?
I don't know what I pressed.
Do it again.
They've never done motorized ones before. This is really serious stuff. Way more expensive than £10 worth.
It must have a spring thingy or a. Do it again.
It bats away your finger.
Kill it!
Parfait starts barking wildly.
Oh god, I forgot you had that dog.
Me too.
Has anyone else seen this? Or is this
Is that-
my actual dream come happen true?
Trish just walks over and pinches Peter really hard on the arm
Ow!
through his pleather.
I suppose it isn't a dream then.
Trish, open the other one. This is weird.
Well, because Trish has been examining the box. She was actually, before she opens it, she's now going into sort of investigative mode, but she's a little more spooked than she was a moment ago. But she's just before she opens it, looking at the box to see if there's an address for like a made-in or a factory address. Is there anything she can find that could give a clue as to where it's actually been made?
Looking over, it says made in the United Kingdom. That's all you get from it.
Okay, so she
open it
she's
with no reverence.
yeah. She's not doing. She watched Peter, and as Emma, she was very impressed. But as Trish, she's like,
Peter
just like rips it open.
stares horrified as you destroy the limited edition packaging.
I'm sorry, Peter. I'm sorry, but it's important.
You
Not
take
just picked
yeah.
up the biggest brick she could find, by the way, at this point.
it's a robot about 2/3 the size of the Optimus and has two quite long arms on the on the forearms there appear to be large wheels, but then they end with hands.
So Trish just sort of picks it up once it's out of the plastic horrible tie thing. She picks it up and just goes, "Hello, hello, robot." Is it doing anything?
It salutes.
Oh,
I start running forward with my brick raised.
I'd like to
Peter
stop.
looks from Dot to the robot.
Have you not seen Terminator?
But it's so small.
No, you don't understand. Autobots are benevolent. Not like in Terminator.
And Optimus points to Peter when he says that.
Guys,
Oh,
the ones that went missing were the Decepticons.
yeah, that's not good.
Peter, how bad are Decepticons? What do they want to do?
Well, remember when I said there are things that call people flesh creatures and want to kill them?
Fascists.
You're telling me that not
Those are the Decepticons. They're
What if...
they're ruthless.
Which can you briefly out of character?
Yep.
Which robots do we have? I mean, we've got
The
the
good
Autobots,
ones.
but
Yeah.
which were they on the poster that we saw?
One of them
Can you
is
not tell?
one of them is the red one who is on the poster next to the miners. And wow, and the other one is not one you have. There were only the two main robots.
So the
Right.
12 Decepticon models did not make it to the shop.
So are both of these robot thingies moving, or is it just Peter's that's moving?
You can
Yeah, one-
you can see they both look at each other and nod to each other.
Can we put them... I'm going to put mine down on the table and gesture to Peter like, do you want to put them together and just see what they do?
Okay, but this can't be real. Like, there's got to be some sort of a mechanism.
Do you put it on the table, Peter?
Talking.
I
When-
put them together.
When Trish puts hers on the table, the robot starts to move in a very lifelike way. It kind of shifts from one foot to the other, and then Peter puts his down, and they both high five, and then the
What?
then the Rotunda Rod just starts doing push-ups, and and the Optimus kind of puts his hands on his hips and kind of looks up at all of you.
Okay, I put a
Crazy.
finger out.
Gosh, I wonder if they can
kinda-
make cricket.
I kind of tickle it.
You try and,
pay for
They're
it.
gonna tickle it.
Parker, when you try and tickle it, which one? The
non-bike one?
okay, yeah,
The
it kind of tries to bat your hands out of the way.
How many programmable moves have they got? They seem to keep doing new ones.
Yeah, but you can't program someone to do, like...
They're
It
a lot
grabs
more
both
advanced
of
than,
your
like,
fingers
Teddy Ruxpin.
and then lets go.
Tell you what, let's
That's
get
terrifying.
him. Let's get him a pencil and a piece of paper.
Okay. Why
Here's
not?
a pencil.
This is mad. I'm going to wake up any minute.
I would like to take a
I pass him an eyeliner.
pencil, an eyeliner pencil,
Yeah.
and a piece of paper, and put a paper in front of the Optimus bot and hand it the eyeliner pencil.
It takes the eyeliner pencil, looks at it, looks at you, and then spins it round in a slightly kind of weapon-like way, and then puts it under an arm, as though you've just given it a bow staff.
I just paid.
Oh my god, that is so cool.
I just spent £2.50 on those music papers. This cost £10. This just isn't right. There's no way this is economical, and I hate to be the one mentioning this.
No.
No, I think so. I mean, I thought
Dot's
I
right.
thought Teddy Ruxpin was the height of our technological toys at the moment, and all its mouse moves. What am I saying? What is
Very
my
right. This isn't sound economic theory at all.
Well,
Peter, you know about robots. Take
well,
a look at them.
you know, has any of you seen the robots that help out on my dad on the grounds. You must have done, Tarquin.
Yeah, big clanking things.
Yeah, so you know how much they cost and how much they cost to maintain.
No.
So much. So much.
Are they
Tarquin, it's a lot.
programmed with
Trust me on
a
this.
set of commands? They're not like they don't
No,
respond
these
like
are-
this, do they?
These are autonomous. It's to miniaturize the technology that's in the droids that we normally deal with and put them into a bot this small. We're talking. I ain't never heard of this kind of technology before.
So it's like a Roomba.
A what?
What's a Roomba?
Surely, hold on, were Roombas around?
I don't
No,
know. I
Roombas
haven't
are very
looked at
new.
it. I don't
take
think
that
Roombas-
back.
Rumors.
It's like a dance routine. Weird, Paul. Good to say.
What
This
year
is
was
like-
that robot out that used to put a cup of tea on?
This is like Big Track. This is like
Yeah, that's it. Big Track.
Yeah.
Big Track.
So,
Whose
So
side are
someone's-
you? Are you on the side of communism or capitalism? I asked the red robot. Hopefully.
It inclines its head ever so slightly, appearing confused.
Oh. I lean into to both of the robots, so they're both like leaning. Do you know? And nod if you do. Do you know Asimov's laws of robotics? Do they move?
They kind of look at each other, and they look at you, and that's it.
She holds out a hand and just goes, "Hit my hand, hit my hand."
And it hits your hand.
Oh no! That's not good.
So I want to ask them. Can I ask them a question?
It looks at Optimus looks at you.
I sort of lean over and lean down in utter awe, and I say, "What do you think of Decepticons?"
Straight away, as soon as you say that, the one who is doing push-ups springs into action and puts both of its arms out as though it's like, and looks around as though it's looking for something, and its arms start spinning. The Optimus basically gets the pencil and readies it in an attack pose and starts looking around.
They
Guys,
recognize
this
their
is
word.
weird.
Have they been? I mean, the level of contextual awareness that this, I just
More than
can't
Tarquin
get
most of the time.
around it.
And now, how many people are in that
That's-
shop? How many people
Yeah.
just walked away with these?
but they seem friendly. They don't
Yeah,
seem
but
like
the
they're
others
kind-
aren't. The ones that are missing.
How
I
do
mean,
you
they're really
flesh
small.
creatures?
Sorry, what did you say?
Sorry, I say, how do they feel about? Oh no, I asked them directly. How do you feel about creatures?
Thumbs
Okay.
up.
See, they don't know Asimov, but they do like us.
They still hit
But I
humans.
mean, how
tell them to hit a human.
bad can they be? How bad can they be? I mean, they're only small.
I don't know.
What if you were asleep, right? And they crawled into your mouth. I don't know.
Turquin,
Well, I mean,
try
it's
arm
not-
wrestling with one of
I'm
Can I
them.
ask you a question?
unsettled.
Now, listen, do your guns work?
Parker had not considered this.
So
No,
So
you haven't,
far,
right?
the
Peter
Optimus.
has not unwrapped the gun yet, but he does.
Yeah.
Oh no!
And
The Optimus is like,
Oh, don't give it to the robot.
maybe I shouldn't give it to him. Maybe I should test the trigger first.
I'm
God, just
hugging
give me the gun.
Parfait really close at this
I
point.
point at the wall, kind of somewhere where no structural damage will be done.
Oh, the robot says don't. The robot
Oh.
says don't. Stop.
Don't pull the trigger. Oh my!
God,
How-
just give him the gun.
You want
Tarquin
me-
wants to see the shooty robots right now.
You want me
Go
to
on.
arm a
Come on,
sentient, miniaturized war machine?
No!
Peter,
Right.
explain.
Well, I don't know. They might.
Too
wanna
much
help
pressure
us.
for me. I'm opening my
We've got-
dib dab.
We've got a lot of bad ones out there. We might need its help.
Were you not listening when Peter explained how plasma pulse rifle thingies went? Like, even if you
No!
only listened to the end. it
No,
was
give him the gun, Peter.
Don't give him the gun, Peter.
Okay, right. Do you guys want to roll persuasion rolls? See whether you can.
Sure, that works.
Trish is hiding behind a chair, eating a dib dab, and watching very closely.
Right, what is it? What is it to persuade Peter?
That would be charm. If you have opposed charm rolls, whoever has the most wins. Trish, you no longer have a +1 dib dab.
No, I have a plus because this is mine, and then I had another one in my bag from Dot.
Okay, I'll allow it.
If Dot's rolling, then she should definitely get a +1 against me for persuasion.
3 6s.
Okay, I'll allow it.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No, I have 8 dice in this scenario.
You were suggesting that I don't.
I won't bother rolling then.
Yeah, I got 1 6.
Actually, I rolled 3 6s.
So, what is Parker trying to... Oh, wow, okay.
She's trying to stop him giving the gun to the robot.
Don't give the little man a gun.
So who won that?
I think me and Dot both won it, and we both agreed the robot shouldn't have the gun yet.
You and Dot.
Yeah.
So you and you.
So Parker and Parker.
Okay.
I think that's sensible. I'm gonna keep this myself. I'm sorry, Optimus, but until we can ascertain that you're not about to destroy the world because you've been taken over by Decepticon consciousness, I'll keep this, okay?
Maybe
He
if we
puts his hands
see
on
a
the hips
Decepticon,
and
he
just
can
kind of
defend
shakes
us.
his head.
I know you have the matrix of leadership, but I'll keep this for now.
Can I assume that in our lighthouse, because it would have had old technology and we've got Peter as well, can I assume there's a working landline in here?
A working landline in here.
Because it would have had one at
Are
one
you wondering
point.
this out loud?
Man, we're like teenagers in the 80s. We don't have.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no,
that's why I'm checking on a landline.
not in an abandoned lighthouse. You would it would have had been paid for and all that kind of thing. So
Okay. In which case, I'm just thinking, guys.
Can I say
we've
that I
got
set
to-
up a ham radio in somewhere?
Ham
That sounds like
radio.
the kind of thing I do.
Ham radio, yes. Phone, no.
Mostly because I'm thinking I want to call Betty and Nancy because what if it's just these robots rather than all
This
the
is the
robots?
thing, we could completely hard cut now to going there.
Sure, yeah, absolutely, that would be a good idea.
That's like,
Or, hey, I've got a better idea. Why don't we go to some other kids' houses who we know have the toys and see if their robots are moving too?
how about those weird bully kids? The kids who are bullying, because we know who they are.
That's right. Did you you recognise them, right?
They went to your school.
Yeah, they went. Yeah, so I've been away at a better school, so I might not have, but you guys might have.
No. They specifically went to your school.
They all said it.
Yeah. No, one of them went to Tarquin School. The rest of them mostly appeared not to.
My
Yeah,
bad.
but the kid who
Okay.
we knew got the toy went to Tarquin School, yeah?
This is true.
Okay. Right. Well, let's go.
Okay.
Let's go see him.
Okay. Can you give me a contact roll to know where they live?
I know where you live.
Hey.
By the way, dib dabs are still really good.
Oh,
What the hell is a dib dab?
Sherbet and a lolly.
Robert.
Is it as good as a sherbet dip?
It is a sherbet dip, really, isn't it? Or
I suppose. Depends what's the boiled sweet like.
oh, it's just a normal red lolly. It's nice.
Wow,
Although I do have
no-
half a sherbet on my lap.
No successes.
So